Ever feel stuck? Like really stuck? Like you're living some predetermined script instead of writing your own story?
I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's like that question is at the heart of Dubliners. And, well, that's what we're diving deep into today.
We're going full-on literary detective mode.
Haha, exactly. We've got character analysis, plot reminders, oh, and even some historical context. All the good stuff to really unlock what Joyce is saying about life, love, and, yeah, that ever-present yearning for something more.
It's like we're doing social archaeology, like piecing together these characters' lives, trying to understand them, not just reading about them.
Right, like what made them tick?
Yeah, the social, the historical, even the political forces that shaped who they are.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Take Eveline, for example.
Oh, Eveline, classic.
Right.
Oh.
You remember her, right? She's on the verge of running away with her sailor love, Frank.
To a new life.
To a new life. But then she freezes.
That ending gets me every time.
I know, right? This chance for escape, for something new. And she's just paralyzed.
It's brutal. And then Joyce hits us with that image, right? Eveline's father eating alone. Ugh,
It's heavy, man.
It's so heavy. It's like all the weight of tradition, obligation, you can even say guilt, pressing down on her.
Absolutely. And you can't talk about Dubliners without talking about paralysis, this feeling of being stuck. But it's not just like physically stuck, is it?
No, it's way deeper than that.
Right.
It's like Joyce is getting at something much more existential.
Existential. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, like this paralysis, it's about societal expectations,
Right.
feeling trapped by your family, your job, even your own thoughts, honestly.
And it makes you wonder how much of that was specific to Dublin back then, in the early 1900s, and how much of it still resonates today.
Oh, totally.
I mean, who hasn't felt that pressure to follow a certain path, even if it makes you completely miserable?
It's timeless in a way, like we all deal with it. But to really get it, to really grasp what Joyce is doing, we got to remember what life was like back then, especially for women like Eveline.
Yeah, good point.
Limited opportunities, societal pressures to conform. It's really no wonder she's so torn between duty and desire.
Right, duty and desire. And it's not just Eveline. I mean, look at Mrs. Mooney in the boarding house.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Mooney. Now there's a woman who knows what's up.
Talk about a survivor.
Right? She's strategic.
She's cunningly maneuvering her daughter, Polly, into a more advantageous position, let's say.
Absolutely. She's not messing around. She gets it. She understands the limited options available to women, and she's playing the hand she's been dealt,
Yep.
She's determined to secure a future for her daughter, for Polly, even if it means making what some might call a bit of a cold-hearted calculation.
Right, and it highlights that pressure cooker environment for women back then. And speaking of pressure, there's one escape that pops up again and again in these stories. It's like that old saying, whiskey drowning your sorrows since 1823.
So true.
But really, when you think about it, it's fascinating how Joyce uses something as ordinary as alcohol to represent this deep-seated longing for something more.
Totally.
Take Jimmy, for instance, in After the Race.
Yep.
He drinks to fit in, right? To fit in with his wealthy friends. He's hoping to somehow, grab a piece of their glamorous life.
Aspiring to a different class.
Exactly. But then you've got someone like Farrington in Counterparts. Stuck in a dead-end job, taking his frustrations out on his son. And drinking is less about aspiration and more about,
Oblivion.
obliteration. It's bleak.
Bleak but real.
Right. And it makes you think, what are the drinks we're all reaching for today? To escape our own versions of Dublin, What are those things we use, maybe consciously, maybe not, to numb the paralysis, even just for a little while?
Now that's something to think about.
It's like everyone in Dubliners is thirsty, Like they're all craving something they can't quite reach.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it's escape or belonging, or maybe just like a decent pint of Guinness, right?
Right.
But it's not just about those external desires, is it? It's like there's this whole internal struggle for identity that Joyce keeps coming back to.
It's the undercurrent, isn't it? Like this thread running through so many of these stories. Take Little Chandler, for instance, in A Little Cloud. He's got this yearning for a more artistic life,
Oh, poor Chandler.
Fantasizes about being a poet. But instead, he's stuck
Oh, I know.
in this humdrum job, a life that just feels so painfully ordinary.
You can practically see him withering away, under the weight of, all that unfulfilled potential. It reminds me of that line, what is it? The saddest words are, it might have been.
Right.
So good, so sad.
And Who does Chandler idolize? Gallagher, that swaggering journalist,
Yeah.
the one who's seen the world. He represents everything Chandler feels he lacks: freedom, experience, success.
He's like trying to live vicariously through Gallagher.
Totally.
But here's the thing, right? Instead of it like fueling his own ambition, it just makes that feeling of inadequacy even worse.
Makes you wonder, are we ever really free from that? From comparing ourselves to others?
Yeah.
Especially now, right? In the age of social media, where everyone's always putting their best life out there.
It's brutal.
It's a timeless human struggle, that's for sure. And it's not just about, individual ambition either. Think about Gabriel Conroy in The Dead. I mean, he's achieved a certain level of social standing, he's got material comfort, but there's this hollowness there.
Yes.
This sense of being adrift.
You're so right. That final scene, with the snow falling on the living and the dead, it's like this beautiful but also kind of chilling reminder of time passing.
Yes.
Of opportunities lost, and that feeling, that maybe, just maybe, we're not quite living the life we were meant for.
It's powerful. And don't even get me started on the young narrator in Araby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That yearning, that pure yearning for something, anything beyond the mundane. It's heartbreaking because you just know, even if he doesn't yet, that reality is never going to live up to those romanticized expectations.
So good. So sad. Speaking of atmosphere, can we talk about how Joyce uses weather to mirror what's going on inside his characters' heads?
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's masterful. Take that stifling heat in an encounter, for example. The boys skip school, they're ready for an adventure, but it's you can feel that oppressive heat kind of mirroring their growing unease as the day goes on.
Totally. Like a premonition, almost. That feeling you get when you realize that the world outside your little bubble, it can be a dangerous place.
Yes, 100%. And then there's the snow and the dead.
The snow. It's deceptive, right? At first glance, it's beautiful, peaceful, unifying, blanketing everything in this pristine white. But as the story unfolds, it takes on this whole other meaning. It becomes isolating, almost suffocating, mirroring Gabriel's own sense of being trapped by his own perceptions, his own past.
So we've got these characters, right? All yearning for something more, all bumping up against their own limitations. And then there's that backdrop of Dublin, It just makes you wonder how much of their struggle is universal, you know what I mean? How much of it is tied to that specific time and place?
It's the million-dollar question. And honestly, it's what makes Dubliners so powerful. Joyce captures this really specific moment, Ireland on the verge of erupting, all that political tension, a surge of nationalism. But at the same time, it's about these timeless human struggles.
Totally. The things we're all still grappling with today. It's like he's holding up a mirror to early 20th century Dublin, but then you find yourself staring back.
Yes. 100%. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Joyce himself, he wasn't exactly waving the Irish flag, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
He actually lived most of his adult life away from Ireland.
Get out.
Self-imposed exile.
Wow. So he's writing about escaping the script of Dublin while simultaneously living it.
Right.
Talk about meta commentary. That's wild.
It's pretty amazing, right? And I think it adds such a fascinating layer to his work. By distancing himself, Joyce could be this incredibly sharp, sometimes critical observer of Irish society.
He could be more objective.
Exactly. He wasn't afraid to expose the hypocrisy, the stagnation, all those things that made his characters feel so trapped.
Makes you wonder, though, even if Joyce, by physically leaving Dublin, if he could ever really fully escape those internal struggles,
right?
Do you think true escape is even possible? Are we all just destined to be confined by something, expectations or regrets or even just our own minds?
That is the question that Joyce leaves us wrestling with. And it's unsettling, isn't it?
Totally.
But it's also what makes Dubliners so, so good. It's not about easy answers, It's about recognizing those constraints, both the ones out there in the world and the ones we build up inside ourselves.
Oh, I like that.
And finding a way to navigate them, to maybe carve out our own little victories, even if it's just a moment of connection amidst all the paralysis.
And that's what makes Dubliners so much more than just a collection of stories, right? It's like Joyce is handing us a flashlight. He's saying, all right, go on, take a closer look at your own life. What are you yearning for? And what's holding you back? So listener, as you dive into Dubliners, what will you discover? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of James Joyce. Until next time.